Alrighty, welcome to day 5. I'm going to do a retake here because I totally dropped all my stuff on the floor. Good times. I'm sure that you guys have been keeping track of all of the income and outflow in your lives on your piece of paper with your pen. I'm sure that you've been doing that. And today is day 5. Today we're going to do what's called the easiest budget ever. You know what you owe, you know what you have, you know what your bills are, you know what your income is. So now it's time to put it all together. And we'll really only put it together the part that's important. And the part that's important is you're going to take your income and you're going to put it right on the top of the page. How much money do you earn every month? The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take that list of bills that you made in order and you're going to put it all right underneath of it and you're going to subtract. You're going to subtract all the way down to the bottom until you get to a number. And maybe that number is positive. I sure hope it is. And maybe that number is negative. If that number is positive, it means that you have a surplus every month. And so let me ask you something. If the budget is telling you that you have a surplus every month, are you actually experiencing that surplus? Or is that money kind of just disappearing into the ether? I'll give you a hint. For most people, it just disappears into the ether because they treat their checking account like a slush fund instead of being intentional about what they're doing with their money. So if that's happening for you, you are now aware that you have a profit that you're not seeing. And you are now empowered to do something about that profit that you're not seeing. If that number is negative, then I have bad news for you. You are living above your means, which means that you are going into more and more debt every single month because you're not earning as much as you're spending. In that case, you're really going to have to figure out how to earn less than you spend. So start at the bottom of the list and start chopping out expenses. They're the easiest ones to chop out because they're the ones that you prioritized the lowest. You've already done the work. It's very easy to do. So this type of budget, it's called a zero-based budget, and it's not something that you normally see in personal finance. It's something you normally see in corporate finance. In corporate finance, where every expense needs to be justified. Most people who talk about budgeting just care about that every expense needs to be tracked. But tracking it is not justifying it. Google tracks how long it takes to do a Google search, but I don't necessarily care. Budgets are the same way. You can track it all day long, but until you start to care about what you're tracking, it means nothing to you. So in this exercise, I've basically just had you justify, hey, what are my expenses? And most people are going to find that they have a little bit of money left over at the end of the month, but it doesn't feel that way. So here's the deal, and this is how you change that right away. If you have a little bit of money left over, or a lot of money left over at the end of the month, after you've done all the math, after you have put your income at the top, and then subtracted all of your bills, and you're like, I've got like $300 and I don't know where it's going. Here's what you do. You take that $300 and you put it right underneath of your income and you write, this is my savings. And then you put that money away before you pay any other bill. You already have it. It's not like you need to allocate money to savings. You already have it. You have demonstrated that it exists in your financial reality. So put it away. Put it away so that you can do something intentional with it instead of doing something slush fundy with it. All right? So what I'd like to hear about in the comments is, how do you feel about the budget that you just came up with? How does it make you feel to know that you have a surplus that you didn't know that you had? Do you have a surplus? Do you have a deficit? What does your financial reality look like right now? I'd like to know. Mine actually looks fairly rosy. I have about $600 a month coming in that I don't have to spend on anything else. That looks pretty nice. I'm a fan of that. What does yours look like? Let me know. I'll see you guys tomorrow.